5 pulls, 20 pushes for 20 rounds. DJL, what's up, bro? Day 99, man. I'm woe out. And I'm pushing in on, this should be around 4,500 sets in past 7 days. No one whooped. I'm trying to close it out strong. Probably will tomorrow on day 100. I'll probably play cards tomorrow. Say 710 for me, 160 pulls, 250 calf raises, 100 dips, 100 diamond push-ups, 100 crunches. Shout out to DJL, getting that money. Can't wait till you start going live with that joint, bro. Can't wait. Know we gonna be in there showing love. Yeah, I'm finna just take it light. 5 pulls, 20 pushes, 20 rounds. Yeah, tomorrow I'll probably play cards. Yeah, collab with you too. Yep. I think you could collab without the 50 subscribers. I think you could collab without. Just got to send that link. I think you do it through the emails, and then you just accept the link, and then through email, and then you collab. But you got to do it as you start. Before you even start the live, you got to, put in there, go live with somebody else or something like that. But you already got the link, so I'll send it, and then you click on it, and then you'll pop in on the screen with me. I'm gonna collab with somebody one day soon. I got a Bundle email and I got a Luke email, so I'm gonna go live with somebody soon. But I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna do it when I'm after this 100 days up, and before I start that 50-day challenge. Probably do it with somebody then after I got a few days of rest, so I could really get a real intense session in. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm finna kick this off though. Yeah. You don't need 50 to collab. Whoop, boy. Whoop. I got some good rest though. Man, I went to sleep about 7 o'clock yesterday evening. Woke up about 1, 2, about 12:30 in the morning, and then went back to sleep about 1:30. Slept till like 6:30. This Bundy go live yet, and I ate good too yesterday. I had ribeye, broccoli, mashed potatoes, and a few fried shrimp. Okay. Think I would. I think I think anybody who put their mind to something can get good at whatever they put their mind to. Yeah. My son dabbled in it a little bit. So it wouldn't be hard for me to, learn a little bit. Plus, I know you and the bun to be into it, giving out game on it. But yeah, my son dabbling in it a little bit, so he can put me up on it. I remember about 15, 20 years ago, I had bought a like this trade where you basically practice trade, and I had gave it to my oldest son so he could get into it, but he ain't take it serious though. It was like a program where you like practice trade on it. But yeah, he ain't take it serious though. Yeah, I think anything you put your mind to, man, and you want it bad enough, you're gonna get great at it. Yeah, but before I do that, I got a few things I gotta get off, get up and running. First of all, I got like a couple of properties that I'm invested in. I had to make sure them going. Then I got the crib. Then I got the business. And we trying to get this cheese on the shelves. Then I want to open a laundromat. And then after that, maybe I'll get into it a little more. They say focus on one thing at one time. No doubt, no doubt. On that business first. Julian, what's up? What I think about Charlie Kirk? Uh, some bullshit, man. And I don't believe it was just no random motherfucker who can sit on the roof and pop a motherfucker from 200 yards away and shit. One shot kill. That sounds like some sniper type shit, some professional shit. And get away. I think they say they grabbed a couple of motherfuckers, but nah, that wasn't just no average Joe that did some shit like that. But he had a lot of influence, man, when it comes to like, you know, the right side of politics in America. He had a lot of influence, so yeah, I could see motherfucker taking him out and shit for sure. But he definitely was about the nuclear family. He definitely was had uh, conservative values, traditional values, nuclear family values. You know what I'm saying? So I used to listen to him sometime, like, and the crazy part about it is, uh, it really messed me up about it was that I didn't even look at it like that, but my wife was saying like he was born in 1993. My oldest son was born in 1993. My oldest son is sitting on house arrest right now. You know what I'm saying? And this man out here uh, making shit happen. You know what I'm saying? Two kids, family, structure, foundation. And it just go to show you like, you know, uh, how influential that you don't really learn a lot about what you hear. You really learn about what you see. You know what I'm saying? How you see things, you know. So as a it's just like radio, television, YouTube. What you look for is what you're gonna see and hear, and you're gonna more so gravitate towards that. So if you into a lot of other, I call it the ghetto side of the culture, that's that's what you're gonna tend to follow. You know what I'm saying? as far as like the streets, how the street motherfuckers dress, how they act. You know, you hear all the motherfuckers talking about bro and gang and all this shit. You know, that shit influential, you know what I'm saying? But when you like, you got a structure, a foundation you come from, and it's about positivity, you know what I'm saying? You're going to tend to gravitate towards that way, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard to like put positive things in your eyes when you don't even know it's out there. You know what I'm saying? So if you're seeing a lot of negative stuff, you don't even really know the positive stuff was out there. You know, it's like for instance, you know, uh, I don't draw off a lot of that, but you know, like I hear Abundant talk about it a lot, like, you know, esoteric type stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, I, uh, I'm just straight spiritual. I don't get caught up in too much of that other stuff. If it really ain't about making no money or changing my life, knowledge is just knowledge. I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, like, um, but be 15 years ago, 18 years ago, before I really knew God and started building a relationship, you know, back with God and coming back home, I didn't know that all that stuff was out there on YouTube. I started going down rabbit holes, you know what I'm saying? You know, is the earth flat? Is the earth round? You know what I'm saying? Is this person worship the devil or this person worship the devil? These people, you know, sacrifice people and do these people drink children blood and witchcraft and the church of Satan and, you know, the Kabbalah and all these different, you know, Krishna and Buddha and you know, this God of destruction and that God of destruction, and look at this symbol in front of this building, and look at the way they made the Pentagon, and look at, you know, all that type of stuff, man. I didn't even know that stuff existed, but that come with, you know, getting to know God, you know what I'm saying? So, but as far as like just steady following down that path, I just I left it alone because I know if you go too deep, it'll drive you fucking crazy and shit. But for me now, I just hey, you know, if shit don't ain't if it ain't revolving about around me better in my life and better in my family life and my family's future, you know, my children's children and shit like that. If it really don't involve money, I don't give a fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was some bullshit they did to do. But it was strategic, it was planned out, and it was for a reason. That's because he had a lot of power and influence. You know what I'm saying? And he going around to these colleges where these young people at, and he influencing young minds. You know what I'm saying? So having that type of power and influence, and you could go to, you know, most colleges are liberal anyway. You know what I'm saying? They have liberal values, you know what I'm saying? And, and that's like when it comes to like the LGBTQ community, whatever that shit is. And, you know, it got a lot of values that go against nature and God. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't lean too much towards that. Yeah. But yeah, I think it was, you know, a plot against them. Plot against them. They got them. That come with the game, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And one shot kill them vital organs, man. Them vital organs. Yeah, yeah. They just I mean, pick agenda, laugh out loud. No doubt, DJL. Yeah, they just suspended my TikTok live again. Anything I mention, they just anything I say about the LG. I tried to say LGBTQ. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even go hard. They suspended, but they already got me on that sensitive list and shit. Cause they know I don't agree with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm more. I ain't really into politics. I've never voted a day in my life. You know what I'm saying? But if I was, I know they both sides got their own agendas and shit. But if I was to vote, I definitely would probably vote red. I'd probably be more so to the right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's more conservative values and that shit. And that's what I stand on, conservative values. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, that's a sad situation. You know what else I hate about that shit? Is this motherfuckers online like celebrating his death, like, you know what I'm saying? Celebrating that shit. That's some crazy shit, man. I wouldn't wish, that on nobody, man. You know, family, man. You know what I'm saying? Children, wife. I wouldn't wish that on them. That's crazy, man. And let alone and celebrate that shit. They ain't no better than them young cats that be out there when one of their ops get killed and they online celebrating that shit. They ain't no better than them, man. That's why I be saying all the time, age don't make you grown, man. You know what I'm saying? But so no matter which side of the aisle I was on, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't celebrate dude death, you know what I'm saying? But of course they know that's a win for them though, because you know the type of influence he had, you know what I'm saying? You know, and motherfucker either uh, speaking a lot of truth or doing a lot of great things. Them the only motherfuckers they come and kill, you know what I'm saying? Look at Malcolm and Martin and Fred Hampton and even some of the white leaders and shit. Like what was the president now and they killed? Uh yeah. But that just be some elite genders, power plays type shit. They strategic. They play chess, man, not checkers. Yeah, he died from what he believed in though. If I had to go, that's how I would want to go. I want to die for something I believe in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If I gotta go, what better way to go than go out like a martyr? You know what I'm saying? Something you believe in, something you stand on. Ain't no better way to go out, in my opinion. It's a lot of evil in this world, but there's more good than evil, man. Just always remember that. Because the evil always getting highlighted. So we kind of overlook all the good things that's going on in the world. That's another thing too. I stay in Chicago. So hey, I see all these videos of these obvious ignorant people mostly black hood people talking about Trump. If you send National Guard, it's gonna be some, cause these white ends they got switches and all that shit. Boy, I was in the army. You know what I'm saying? We got one of the most powerful militaries in the world. You know what I'm saying? It's countries in the world that don't want no trouble with our military. And you think some young thug motherfuckers standing on the corner all day gonna be able to stop the military? You got something mentally gotta be wrong with you to even think that shit. And it's a terroristic threat. Something wrong with these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But my opinion on that, shit, I invite that shit. We got a dumbass mayor here. Dumb as hell. I ain't even gonna say dumb. Cause they be having agendas. They know what they be doing. You know what I'm saying? And they all about, they don't give a fuck about crime and shit. They all about getting money. A lot of politicians, I'ma say, some they start off their careers with good intentions, you know, want to help motherfuckers out. But money, man, will corrupt the best of us. You know what I'm saying? Money will corrupt the best of us, man. You know, that's why they look. Anytime you see any type of natural disaster, people with power with money, anytime you see a natural disaster or just chaos, for them, that's a come up. That's how they look at it. They be wanting a disaster to happen because that's their way of laundering money. You know what I'm saying? So as far as like the crime in Chicago and in most uh, states, especially blue states, because crime is way lower in red states than it is blue states, because they more tough on it and shit like that. But yeah, as far as the crime here, yeah, they want it to keep going on like it is. They gonna play with the numbers and make you think it ain't as bad as it is. But when you living in it, you see it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they get paid off the crime. You know what I'm saying? Government, federal government funds money into the state with the high crime for programs and shit like that, and they just launder that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why he don't want the National Guard here. That's why he don't want the Chicago police to uh, help out with the federal government, with the FBI, the ICE agents, and shit like that. But as soon as he cut off the funding, he wasn't saying shit at first. He just was like, "We ain't helping him." But as soon as he cut off the funding, now he want to get on the news and talk about uh, we need these programs, that programs, and he cut off the money and shit. That's what everybody talking about, cutting off the money, cutting off the money. That's all they talking about now. Cause when he cut off the money, he up there, he know. If I know, and I'm just this little cat, you know what I'm saying? He way up there, he know. He be laundering too, shit. Yeah. So when it come down to it, man, everything go back to the money. Oh yeah, I just found out that I'm a legend in my city. I got my picture in Midway. I'm at Navy Pier. And then I just found out They had a picture of me and my business in City Hall. You know what I'm saying? And I'm on CSC in Chicago sporting that commercial on that boy. I'm like, I told my wife, I'm a fucking legend. Yeah, but that's the whole purpose, man. At least mine is. And I believe that's it, is to create yourself a legacy, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta be nationwide, you ain't gotta be citywide, you know. Just create a legacy in your house. You know what I'm saying? A standard, a foundation for generations to come. And that's what I've been on, man. I've been on that. I heard this dude say uh today. I was in one of the little wholesale places. I heard the dude, he was delivering some stuff. And I heard he was in the next aisle, they was talking, but I heard him, he was saying like, yeah, so they was talking about work hours and shit. And he was like, yeah, I think if you work anything more than 8 hours, that's too much work. And if you work the weekends and 8 hours a day for 5 days, that's just too much work. And I thought about it in my head, like, man, that's crazy you said that because I damn near work 8 hours a day every day for 7 days a week. Sometimes it be 10, 12, 14, 16 hours. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But by him saying that, let me know what level he was living on in his life and mentally. You know what I'm saying? And I remember too, I used to do a whole lot of complaining, man. Used to do a whole lot of complaining when wasn't getting a whole lot accomplished. But once I started going hard and accomplishing more, I, I noticed that I don't really complain about too much no more. I don't really complain about too much no more. I be too busy, man, trying to make change, man. And one thing about complaining, it ain't gonna change nothing. Complaining don't change nothing. Yeah, I think the busiest people in the world, definitely in America, are the small business owners, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we work harder than the average, and we work harder than the elite because we just a small business, and especially the owners, because we be having to do jobs of two, three, four, five, six different people sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And we just one person. We be having to work damn near 7 days a week, every week. Unlike the average person, just I don't got nothing against 9 to 5, but y'all just work y'all little 40 hours, go home, work for the weekend, go party and shit, and then you got the elite. You know what I'm saying? Where they got the money to hire that one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 10 people that it take that small business owner by itself to do. They got the money to pay them different people to do it. And we the backbone of this bitch. We the backbone of America. We create all the little local jobs. We pay the most in taxes. Uh, yeah, we the backbone of America. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. And I ain't got nothing against 9 to 5 people, man. One thing I learned, man, it's It's always gonna be workers. It's always gonna be bosses, and it's always gonna be more workers than it is bosses. And you're gonna always have the rich, and you're always gonna have the poor, and you're gonna always have the middle. One thing for certain though, it's always gonna be rich motherfuckers, and it's always gonna be poor motherfuckers. You're always gonna have homeless motherfuckers. Can't stop homelessness. You can't stop poverty. There's only one person who could change them circumstances, and that's yourself. Ain't nobody outside you could change them circumstances because it's a mindset. Yeah, I ain't gonna never uh, bend on my beliefs. I be trying to take it easy when it comes to certain conversations and shit because I'm passionate about what I stand on. So I try to stay away from certain conversations, man, especially when I'm like on these platforms. Because they so sensitive, you know. But I don't really get no fuck, man. You know what I'm saying? I just hate that. Thing about me, everybody ain't gotta accept me. Everybody ain't gotta accept what I stand on. Everybody ain't gotta accept my beliefs. It don't matter to me, man. One thing about me, I'm not trying to fit in. I'm not trying to be in with the in crowd. I'm perfectly comfortable with being alone. And I became comfortable like that by finding my inner peace. And once I found my inner peace, I'm comfortable, perfectly fine with being by myself. So when I see motherfuckers like pressing their agenda, then that just let me know you really not mentally stable. You really don't ain't found that peace within yourself. Cause if you want to be transgender, if you want, even though in my eyes that shit is a demonic spirits more than just a mental illness. I believe in spirits, good ones, bad ones. You know what I'm saying? I believe in Satan. I believe in God. I believe in hell. I believe in heaven. I believe in demons. You know what I'm saying? I believe in guardian angels. You know what I'm saying? I believe in good. I believe in evil. You know what I'm saying? I believe these things, man. And I believe you can't have one without the other. But when I see that type of shit, you got a spirit, man. You got a spirit, you know. So and I'm supposed to accept you knowing the beliefs I stand on, and I know like you actually possess. You know what I'm saying? You need your house swept out. You know what I'm saying? You walking around with an unclean spirit, man. When we was created, if we was created to, if it was natural for us to have uh, sex with the same sex, men to be able to get pregnant too. You know what I'm saying? Because that means because the natural order got to go on, got to reproduce. That's a part of the natural order is reproducing, and you can't reproduce with the same sex. And it's crazy. Only motherfuckers that do that shit is humans, man. Even animals got enough sense, man. Mammals, fish, and shit even got enough sense. You know what I'm saying? They don't try to have sex with the same sex. I think the only animal born with both sex is the hyena, but then there's still a dominant one, an alpha male, and a beta male. You know what I'm saying? And they know what to do to reproduce. You know what I'm saying? The the alpha hyena has sex in the womb to reproduce. He ain't trying to hump another hyena in the ass. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that, man. No doubt. Been saying that for years as a kid. It's not natural. No, it's not. People call me crazy. Shit I talk about because they didn't know truth. I used to think something was wrong with me. But in reality, they were crazy. Yeah. It's the world, man. I really, I really hate this motherfucking place, man. If I ain't know I was just sojourning through this boy, if I ain't know I was just visiting here, if I ain't know this was just a little like the grass, if this just wasn't a season, I probably would have been deleted myself. You know what I'm saying? I really hate this world, man. I really do. I'm tired, man. I'm so ready, man. That's why you could startle me, shit like, but as far as like pump fearing me, man, I don't feel shit, man. Not even death, boy. Cause I already conquered that shit. I'm ready to go whenever God call my number, man. Straight up. See, that's what they call uh being in the world but not of it. And when you're not of the world, man, yeah, you're gonna always feel like you crazy. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna always feel like you the crazy one. Cause you're not really of this fucking world, man. They are. That's why they mingle together. That's why they fit in so well together. That's why they agree on all they fucking unnatural motherfucking ways. You know what I'm saying? Cause they of this fucking world, man. They love it here, and they scared to go. They scared to go. That's why got all motherfuckers with power and shit. They want to freeze their brain. They want to freeze their bodies in case a motherfucker come up with some um, immaculate cure to death where you can't go. You know what I'm saying? They be trying to be here forever, man. I'm ready. They trying to be here forever, and I'm tired as fuck. Flop to you, I already know. You got to. I ain't gonna say that schools don't teach you nothing, but I am gonna say this. As far as like knowing yourself, knowing where you come from, and I ain't talking about if you come from fucking Africa or I ain't talking about I'm talking about the essence. When you figure out where you come from, who your God, yeah, then, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they ain't gonna teach you yourself, so you gotta learn that yourself. But when it come to this world and maintaining in it, yeah, school, yeah, you need school. You need math, definitely. That's universal, you know, and depending on what you're trying to do to survive while you're here, maintain and build a foundation. There's certain things you're gonna need to learn. You might be a doctor, a lawyer, or something. You might want to be fucking uh go into some type of trades or something. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna say school don't teach us nothing, but a lot of times, like, it definitely ain't gonna teach you who you are. It ain't gonna teach you no spirituality. You know what I'm saying? It definitely ain't gonna teach you how to be an entrepreneur. It ain't gonna teach you how to trade stocks. It ain't gonna teach you how to take surveys. It ain't gonna teach you how to, you know, common sense. It ain't gonna teach you, you know, about secret societies. It ain't gonna teach you about economic, financial literacy. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna teach you a lot, man. Most things gotta be learned through life experiences, man. Most things gotta be learned through life experiences. Even like my daughter, when she was taking a bar, my wife trying, and it's crazy, you know, my wife been in the mortgage game for so long, so she know certain laws when it comes to certain little things. So as my daughter studying for it, and she taking like practice exams and shit, my wife telling my daughter like, look, a lot of this shit you ain't gonna really never know until you actually experience that shit. So my wife answering questions to this shit, not because she had went to school for all them years studying that shit. It was just that she had been working in that field for so long that it educated her on certain things through life experiences. And not only that, like uh, buying houses, selling houses, and shit like that, selling property, buying property, you know, just life lessons. Yeah. How the hell, like when you buy property, buy a house, or, you know, some uh, rental properties or something, you know, if you never bought it before, you don't even know you got three credit scores, three different credit scores. You got TransUnion, Equifax, and what's the other one? But you got three different credit report agencies, and they all be different scores because they base them off certain things, so they be different scores. They take the middle. When you're getting a mortgage for a house, you're taking out a loan for a house, they take the middle score. So say one of them say 750, the middle one say 725, and the lower one say 700. When they applying that shit, they gonna take the 725. They gonna take the middle. But see, they not gonna teach you that in school. You gotta go out and actually buy a house to know that's how they do it. You know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta go research that shit. You don't even know. You get these. They used to even have 25-year mortgages, 30-year mortgages. Now they trying to make them 40-year fucking mortgages. All it used to be was 10, 15, 20, where you just bought it straight out. You know what I'm saying? You used to have to put up 20%. You know what I'm saying? Then they came up with all these programs. You know what I'm saying? But that's just for that was for the, the, the banks. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't meant for you. It was meant programs and shit. And you know what programs do? It's where you can line the money through the motherfuckers. That's why a lot of people get property now with them different type of program type loans, and they lose because they was never ready for them in the first place. But them life experiences, man, them life experiences. What's up? What's up? All right. Yeah, I ain't never had people flock to me though, DJ, and I ain't never fit in ever. You know, I know a lot of people. I used to gang bang, hung around a lot of motherfuckers every day. But that feeling I used to get when I was around people, I wasn't never comfortable. Like, I got all these people around me. We claim the same gang. Yeah, they love me. No, I ain't never feel like that. I always feel like I was different. Always. Always. Just like this YouTube shit. Shit. I got what, like close to 2,300 people who subscribe to me. I'm supposed to have about 6,000 people. I lose a subscriber every day. You know what I'm saying? Because how I put my shit out, for some people, that's too much. Them motherfuckers drop 2, 3 every day. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. You know? Or some people might not like my conversation. Some people don't like what I talk about because I ain't in agreement with them and shit like that. So yeah, it's just that's how it was on even like with my Facebook. Facebook is like people you grew up with, family and shit. Even with my family. Even with my family, man. Never. And I got a big ass family. Big ass family. We have family units. It'll be well over 100 people there. I had a big ass family where I never fit in nowhere ever. Ever. That's why when I was isolated, when I was going through what I was going through about 15, 16, 17, 18 years ago, when I was looking for myself, when just going to work and running the streets and partying and kicking and paying bills and just wasn't enough having a wife, having children when it just wasn't enough. Like, what else is to this? When I started really looking for myself, I was isolated for years, man. It was almost like I was in solitary confinement in prison, man. I was isolated for years. I couldn't even come out the door, man. I couldn't come out the house. I didn't want to see people. I didn't want to be around people. All I wanted to do was learn. Learn. All I wanted to do was find out what was to this life thing. You know what I'm saying? What was after this so-called life thing? I just was trying to figure this shit out, man. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to figure this shit out. That's why, like, man, I love Abundant, and like, I agree with a lot of stuff he be saying. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of it, I don't get too caught up into it, man. Cause I've been there, man. I've been there. I be knowing what people at. You know what I'm saying? As far as they walk through life, they do their spiritual walk. You know what I'm saying? I kind of see what level more people on. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm on the level where I'm done with all that. I ain't trying to figure nothing out. I don't care if the earth is flat or round. I got my opinion. I'm gonna keep that to myself, but I don't care no more. You know what I'm saying? Um, it don't it don't make or break me. You know what I'm saying? It don't make or break me. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that the earth is round or knowing if the earth is flat ain't gonna keep my lights on. Knowing if the that map that's on the is on the UN logo is the flat earth, you know what I'm saying, or not. It don't matter to me, man. Knowing that it'll be quicker to go from California over the Pacific Ocean to China will be faster, or Russia will be faster than going from California all the way over the Atlantic Ocean, over Africa to get to China. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to figure out why they do that, trying to know if the Antarctic is just this big wall around us and shit. It's just a big ice wall around the world, and we trapped in and there's other lands outside of that shit. And fuck all that shit. Who worship the devil? Hey, who cares? I don't. You know what I'm saying? Who worship the Baphomet? I don't. Who created the Church of Satan in California? Alex Crawley, and he said, "Do what thou will." You know what I'm saying? I think that was the beginning of all this same where they was been going on, but that was when they took the mental uh, shit out of it. You know what I'm saying? The spiritual shit out of it made it okay. But yeah, yeah. All I need to know about that is I ain't following this fool. You know what I'm saying? I don't, I don't want no parts of all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, I heard y'all talking about astrology and horoscopes. Why the fuck I'm gonna follow some shit that say horoscope? Horoscope. And I read that shit. I remember when I was young, I used to read my horoscope every day. And it'll say this gonna happen. That I'm not finna fool. It's a man writing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Astrology, yeah, it play a big part. You know what I'm saying? It do. But I don't get caught up there. I don't get caught up in I'm a Leo, and because I'm a Leo, this the way I supposed to walk, or this the way I talk, or this how my attitude is, and this how I don't draw off all that shit. I don't give a fuck about that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about that shit. That shit don't make or break me. No way, man. I don't know what that means. Good day. All the best to you. Owner, appreciate that. Fatiha. What's up, Fatiha? I can name a lot of people I grew up dead or in prison. You damn right I can too. Like that. Fatiha. You know what I'm saying? I got the crescent moon star on me. I used to be a black stone in Chicago. We draw it off the Islam side, the Muslim side. You know what I'm saying? So we was into the Quran. And the Fatiha is the prayer. Is a prayer. I'm saying, that you had to know, or he would be violated. We'll have our services on Friday evenings, Sabbaths. We'll say our Fatiha. Yeah, yeah, just like that we start the day with day and the night come last. It's supposed to be night day. You know what I'm saying? Just like we start our new year in the dead of winter when everything dead. When we actually supposed to start the new year when the hours is 12 and 12. Daylight 12 hours, evening 12 hours when they equal. And when they equal, that's when we start, that's when the new year. And that's usually around, in America, usually around March, third week of March, in between like the 18th to 22nd somewhere. Yeah, yeah. I got the Apocrypha in my room, you know what I'm saying? With all the books in it, all of it. Wisdom of Solomon, Enoch, all of them. You know what I'm saying? I done read all that, man. I know about the Council of Nicaea. I know how they came up with the 66 books. I know about the Dead Sea Scrolls. I know about all that shit, man. I just don't let that shit like consume me and control my life no more. I used to be the one. Every time I found out, I'd be running upstairs to my wife. My children like, did y'all know this and that? My conversations used to always be with people in the streets. Did y'all know? Did you know? Did you know? That shit, that shit there, man, it's a never ending fucking rabbit hole. That shit don't never end, man. Information never ends, man. It never ends. Knowledge never ends. It's in the word too. Like, don't get caught up in all them different books and stuff. You got to be careful, man, because you'll read a book, but you don't know what this person' ideology is. You don't know what they draw off of. You don't know what God they worship. You just read words from this person. You don't even know where they come from. You know what I'm saying? All that law of attraction and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You know, they try to use everything out the word, but take the word from it, take God from it. You know what I'm saying? They try to take God from it. You know, like God say, believe what you ask without doubt and contradiction. You know what I'm saying? With all your heart, and you shall have. Yeah, but then they don't put the work part into. You know what I'm saying? So they be like, all you gotta do is make you this boy, look at it, and uh just believe you can have it. And it's called the law of attraction. You know what I'm saying? But then you just sitting there all day looking at this house on this motherfucking gold board. And you're like, I want that house, I want that house. Now it got you wanting. When it said thou shalt not want, you know what I'm saying? But you ain't putting in no work for that shit. Yeah, you know the book, the secret book. You know what the secret was of that book that you buy, and all the people who put it out there wrote their little parts in it, got paid. That was the secret. You know what I'm saying? Secret is get these suckers to buy this book, and we gonna get paid. And we are not only gonna get paid from the book, now people gonna start calling us to do interviews and have uh what they call that shit. We're gonna be public speakers and shit. And motherfuckers gonna pay money to come sit in there and listen to you say the same shit you wrote in that fucking book. You know what I'm saying? And then you had the little uh, CD that came out. And they sold that shit and they put imagery with it and shit. And made that shit sell even more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was the secret. The secret was they got paid. and, and, and and 99% of them other motherfuckers still sitting there trying to attract some shit. When that other 1% got their ass up and manifested that shit through their work. Had all these people out here wishing upon a star and shit. That ain't how this shit go. Say faith without works is dead. Yeah, I don't believe in evolution. I don't believe I don't believe in no fucking Darwin theory. I ain't come from no motherfucking monkey. And if I did, why the fuck monkey still here? Maybe we was just humans was just a different breed of monkeys that ain't here no more. Yeah, fuck the Darwin theory. Fuck evolution. Ain't come out no motherfucking some little cell that popped out of fucking water millions of years ago, and over millions of years we just adapted and evolved to these 5 fingers, 5 toes, 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 ears, 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, brain with the capacity to create. You know what I'm saying? Nah, hell nah. Then that mean you an accident. We ain't just come from no big bang out in the fucking, ain't no fucking universe. That shit the firmament. You know what I'm saying? That's the firmament up there. Yeah. And can't nobody get past that shit. Ain't nobody been to no moons. Ain't nobody going to no moons. Ain't nobody going to Mars. Ain't nobody going no motherfucker well until they check out this flesh. It's the only way you get through that shit. All that bullshit. Ain't no aliens and shit. Ain't no green men with big eyes and shit walking around, flying around in spaceships and shit. Ain't none of that. 2 more rounds. So I don't get caught up in that shit, man. That shit, worldly wisdom, man. Worldly wisdom, man. So, so long as I know my soul good, I'm at peace with God. Now everything else is just making sure life better, not just for me, but for, in the word of God it say, good man leave an inheritance to his children's children. You know what I'm saying? Good man leave an inheritance to his children's children. You know what I'm saying? He say his children blessed, next generation blessed. When you find yourself, you come back peace with God, next generation blessed. You know what I'm saying? Till then, it's just curse after curse after curse after curse. You know what I'm saying? Father sins is laid upon their children here, man. Yeah. So until your sins forgiven, that shit just keep on passing on. Keep on passing on. I don't believe in luck, bad luck, good luck. And if that shit was true, I ain't never had good luck in my motherfucking life. I don't believe in karma. I don't believe in none of that shit. I believe in blessings and curses. People walking around with curse on their fucking life, and people walking around with a blessing on their life. And that all come from above. And it ain't nothing you did. It's something from what your ancestors done did. That's why you curse. And I don't even try to. I remember my sister coming to me like, "Yeah, but now you supposed to go. You supposed to be around preaching the gospel to everybody. Boy, everybody know about the gospel. I ain't know, but Jesus' name, the most famous name on this earth. You think your influence? He most influencer on this earth over your content creators, over your athletes, over your TV celebrities, over your magicians. Musicians, your rappers. Yeah, I ain't got to preach to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't got to preach to nobody. That's on them. All I need to do is get that off of me. And once I got that off of me, I heard go. And that's all I've been focusing on ever since. Making sure I leave my children's children the inheritance. And I don't draw none of that shit. And I don't believe either that just because I'm blessed, that it ain't gonna rain. It rain on the just and unjust. That's just how this shit is. Life gonna be life, man. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with staying positive. Ain't nothing wrong with looking at life gonna be good every day. But I'm here to tell you, it ain't gonna be like that every day. It's gonna rain. Shit gonna happen. Let's put it like this. The more shit you got, the more money you have, the more shit you fucking obtain, the more problems you gonna have. That's just how this shit go. Straight up. Shit. Every time I turn around, they call me about something on my properties and shit. Every time I turn around, them fucking buildings I got probably 100 years old. Of course, it's gonna be issues. You know what I'm saying? That was 20 rounds, man. Chopped it up a little bit. I just had to, yeah. Because I ain't slow to this shit out here, man. I ain't slow. But whoever your God, let that be your God. My God is your Yahweh. I know the Father name. Say, who know the Father name and the Son name? I know the Father and the Son name. You know, people walk around like God, God, God. When you say God, that could be any God. That could be Allah. That could be Krishna. That could be Buddha. That could be Dogon. That could be all type of, could be some of them fucking pharaohs and shit. You know what I'm saying? The crazy part about it is they all got images. They all got images, graven images. You know what I'm saying? They tried to do that with Jesus, with Caesar Borgia. So that's what people be doing. They be worshiping him, but they don't know. And God of forgiveness, because they don't really know what they do. They know not what they do. God forgive them because they know not what they do. You know what I'm saying? But ain't no images of Yahweh the Father or the Son, Yahshua. Ain't no images. Ain't no graven images of that. None. You could picture an image when you hearing the word of God, like in Revelations, how I described, you could kind of picture an image of yourself. But as far as images we worship, nah, we don't worship shit. We don't worship nothing on this month. Ain't nothing fucking created with man hands that we worship. We worship the one who created man hands. You know, just like all them young cats in the streets, all you hear them say is on God, I swear on God. And God said, don't swear by nothing in heaven or on earth. I swear on my mama, I swear on my daddy, I swear on my brother, I swear on my dead grandma, I swear on it. All we do is swear. You know what I'm saying? That's all we do. They be like, on God, on God. Man, I'm on demon time. On God, I'm on demon time. Yeah, because your God is Satan. Your God is Satan. You know what I'm saying? He the God of demons. You know what I'm saying? He the God of demons. You know what I'm saying? But even he got one though that he's subservient to, that he got an answer to. And that's my God. Yahweh. God, all gods, the living God. Not them images of those dead men that people be worshiping. You know what I'm saying? But do y'all though. Do y'all. Do y'all. And I'ma do me. And I ain't got nothing but love. And I hope everybody come back home. You know what I'm saying? But I also know too, this wasn't meant for everybody. This wasn't meant for everybody. Who it was meant for was predestined for. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna get it early. They might get it later. But they gonna get it before they visit over with, before they sojourn over with, because it's predestined. You know what I'm saying? You was born with it. You ain't put this shit on. It's a lot of wolves in sheep clothing though, man. There's a lot of fakers out there that's just wearing a jacket and wasn't born with it. And you got to be careful with those. You know what I'm saying? Most of them in your church is preaching to you. Most of them in your church is preaching to you. Yeah. With all that being said, I hope I ain't go too deep on y'all and rant too much. But like I said, I got love for everybody. But when it come to me, man, I know who I am. I know where my soul going. I know I'm forgiven. You know what I'm saying? I know I can't sin no more because all he see is his son, the one without sin. He don't even see me no more. You know what I'm saying? So everything else, if it don't come to, if it ain't about the money, man, it's whatever. I don't care how nobody feel about it. Yes, sir, no doubt. No doubt. Appreciate that, DJL, man. I'm about to get out of here, bro. One love to everybody, man. And peace and blessings to all y'all and yours. You know what I'm saying? Peace and blessings. And I know good luck or good karma. Blessings. Blessings. When you say when it's two or three in the room together in agreement, he's surely in the midst of them, in the midst of them, in the midst of them. I might go over a lot of people's heads. One love though, man. Glory be to God. Always, always, always palms up. Give him praise. We out.